and health and feel basically unkillable. Should be really powerful for Griffin moving on, but it's time to get those cheers and get the game started.
Yeah, looking exciting. Here we are, game to the bottom side, but easily denied and punished instantly by Griffin.
Such a bloodless reaction too. Chovy got all.
Clit is going to be able to start it up. They will lock it down. Of course, Griffin, you can see, moving their bottom lane towards top. The understandable decision to make. If you want to knock down that top lane, Griffin, is that they put the onus on SKT to move first. His teleport's coming in. I may have spoken too soon. As there's the knock-up. Chaos Storm comes down. Marta eats the grey health and is going to walk out. Trading a whole bunch of buttons and summoner spells, but no one's going to die yet.
The result of that is inaction because no summoners have been blown this game. It's been so bloodless for 21 minutes that Flash Cleanse is up.
A risky play in order to get an advantage early. And double Infernal Drake is a difficult one as Tarzan not able to get into smite range. The information they need, but okay. The train going to be paying a visit to Teddy. Has to flash to get out of the way of Sword, but that means this inner turret should be going down. Infernal Chains is there as Marta gets the Devour off. Chaos Storm already down.
More healing from all sources, up to 50% health when he's low, so that actually works selfishly.
He's very durable. Mountain Drake now being contested. Tarzan in the pit. The train is going to start, but it's going to be the steal from Tarzan to begin this one. Redemption does come down as a gravity field. A great position to hold them off. And now Sword uses the stopwatch. Double knock-up as Tarzan's getting himself into the fight. Killer Instinct very early as Marta is going to be the first one to fall down. First blood at 28 minutes and make it a double as the bottom lane is destroyed.
Griffin get to fight.
More of them available with this Kai'Sa build. Sword gonna start up the train. Redemption going to come in, but this time it's on the side of Griffin. Khan immediately extraordinarily too low and right in the back line. He's gonna be the first one to go down. The third kill of the game going to Viper. Can he get more? Killer Instinct says yes, as that's 4 kills for Viper and 4 kills in this game.
To make those AP values go way up.
Yep, is going to be able to pick that one up very easily, evening out the Drake count. Mountain and Infernal over to Griffin.
At least go for something that feels scientific, that feels testable. Doesn't feel like SKT are testing too much, and right now haven't paid to their own win conditions and seem to be hitting and hoping in this late game.
And I feel like they almost got scared in the draft there as well, because at the very last pick there was an option as Sword. May need to run away from this one. Teleport going to come in here from Griffin, and Viper comes down to pick up the delivered kill. That bait was pretty damn good from Griffin, but this is going to be the answer. SKT realm warping onto the Baron. They've got a lot of damage available with Teddy and Faker in this pit. Tarzan going to try and make it a 50-50. As in goes Sword, going to get another decent knock-up. 50-50 going to be won by Clit. SKT take down the Baron, but the Infernal Chains land on everyone. Tarzan has the World Ender. The CC is landing beautifully from Griffin, and Tarzan's going to continue the fight. Teddy soloed out by the jungler of Griffin, and Faker looking to get finished off. Viper desperately wants a supercharger back, doesn't need it, as the Acathian Rain going to pick up the 7th kill, then the 8th. Going down for Sword. Griffin are steamrolling SKT.
Griffin able to buy enough time for the damage starts to do the damage, not even with Viper really there for the majority of it. SKT make the right move. That's what you have to do when people are sent bot lane with no teleport. But their Baron speed's going to be slow because they don't have a Baron damager. They don't have an 80 carry. They make the best decision they can at 36 minutes, but the first 36 let them down, Atlas, and that means they will lose game number 1.
They're going to. Khan and Marta are alive, but this push is going to continue. Viper has so much DPS. That Devour is not going to do anything as Marta going to go down. It'll be a double as Viper will be able to get the next kill as well. Nexus turrets have been deleted, and the Nexus will follow 9-0. A shellacking if ever I've seen one, and Griffin remain the most. Nocturne is going to be the choice, so I was right, boringly enough, as the Jace is heading predictably towards the top side of the map, but Tarzan is now going to be on.
Come out, so actually a lot of overlap there, and Cassio has the Baron threat that Victor didn't in game number 1 when it comes to Baron as an objective. SKT have a very real chance to start that. Bot side, though.
Yeah, speaking of starting things, Marta has to use that flash to get out of the way, down to about 100 health as Viper flashes forward. The Ardent Blaze does about 1 billion damage, and they'll get the next stun. Teddy in trouble. The auto attack's coming in. Vision of SKT
so level
is looking
6
to come
well.
in. Faker's down here as well, though. Spell Shield comes down. Tarzan with the paranoia steals away his own red buff, and oh, that's an overstep. The flash out, the flash in with the taunt, double kill instantly for Chovy, and Faker is going to burn down to the red buff. Teddy in trouble, wants to get one back, has to flash as the Ardent blazes. Just over 100 health.
Drake being taken at the same time. That confirms, of course, that Khan would have had no one to try to take him down. That was incomplete. That the Galio should be able to roam bot side pretty freely. Here's a top side.
Yeah, there's the paranoia. Gravity Field's a pretty good one, but the Terrify comes in and Tarzan just eats the
There in a series has been thin and fast, and not since 2015 summer, my first split with the LCK, has there been a team hilariously ahead of the pack. Griffin look on another level to Korean teams, and right now, region, we can definitely have our suspicions, but...
Oh, Khan has been waiting here for a long time, but oh, the sweeper
This
picks
could be
him
the
up,
moment.
but Pulp comes in, there's the
It's one
Chaos
kill.
Storm. They want it, but can they actually
Ignite.
find it? Lehen's ticking down.
Got
There's
it.
the Death Ray. No perfect series coming in for...
All in 3v4.
Well, 13.5 minutes means that some turret play
We're
tactically
going.
goes. There's the paranoia. It's on Namada Heroes. Entrance comes in, but Tarzan had already soloed out the cow. They're looking for more. Teddy goes down. The Olaf follows instantly, and Griffin punished about as hard. Proto belt onto a couple of people in order to get those assists. It was mostly Tarzan as sword taking some damage underneath this turret, trying to turn it onto Faker, who dashes around and is going to secure it. Second kill for SKT.
So tricky for them to actually accentuate the potential skirmishing advantage of it.
Difficult for SKT to contend with because already they've got a lot of damage out of this squad. It's only going to get worse as Khan takes that one to the face. The tick of it as well. It's just adding insult to injury as Griffin
You gotta zoom
deal
out
with
to
this outer turret.
appreciate moves like this, right? The blue contested Jason then. Here's the fight attempt.
Yeah, they're going to go for it as the Ragnarok is going to save Clid for the moment, but Griffin, this is what they've done. They just used a zoning engage out of a Nocturne to take down an inner turret, secure the outer one also. Just to talk about SKT's vision, they do know that this is going on, but what can they damn well do about it?
Well, it's now or never you feel like, but Faker's walking up. He's the only one. Baron around 3,000.
Teddy doesn't have a lot of mana here either as they are going to go in there. It will be a 50-50 for Clid.
Oh,
the knock-up comes down though, and yep, they're just going to peel away. Sword grabs the Olaf. Okay, Teddy's found one pick on the backline, and Tarzan, relegated to the pit, does get the Baron buff. And now Viper's looking to bounce around this one. Zonya's used by Teddy. Chovy very, very low. It's a double kill coming in now though, and Griffin do tidy up.
Feel like where you go, you're going to win out. Why not have Redemption there as well? Why not have a semi-global from the support role at kind of all moments? And we see Redemptions more in Griffin games than any other games for sure. Someone's always got one. That's someone in this game to support.
Okay, just going to use the stopwatch as Hero's entrance does come down. Marta with the Unbreakable Will, but Basegate is going to save him for the moment. Left of this Baron, and they want to be able to break open the base, but thankfully SKT do have a lot of clear. Faker on the top side, a Demolish proc should be enough to actually get rid of this, and it is, as Chovy gets rid of the top inhibitor turret, and all of them falling at once. Tarzan going to be the next one to take down a turret. This inhibitor going to go down as well, most likely, as Faker's doing his best to try and hold on to it, but Griffin are just putting pressure on absolutely everywhere.
Bot lane mages go begging when Baron buff is there. No longer does Victor have the mindless wave clear. That's why they break the base in two spots, one inhibitor down. They may relent around the second inhibitor being actually completed, but all three turrets in one fell swoop.
Yep. You're the doctor asking the question of SKT as to where it hurts. They'd say everywhere.
6,000 gold power play. That is the
playing with a mindset that just does not work out as Viper culls this Mountain Drake because he may as well. He's going to go back home. See whether it's
TP coming in. This one's from Cassius, just for, again, enough bodies here. They're going in on Cassius.
Yeah, immediately the trade comes down. Hero's entrance to get them in there as there it is, crashing down, and Chovy wants to find it. Fantastic taunt, and that's the 100 KDA, but will he go down right afterwards? The answer is most likely no, as Viper is bouncing around the fight. Eventually, he does fall down, but it's all for naught as Sword dives on forward, and Faker is killed by a Duskbringer of Tarzan. Khan doing a decent amount of work there as in he goes, kills him with a taunt, and that should be it. Griffin with an absolutely dominating 2-0 victory over SKT.
Chovy gets the full zoom, first ever player to hit 100 KDA, and with aplomb, Griffin destroy SKT New blood rises higher and higher. We've got Griffin and the rest, and no one, I mean no one, can match the pace that Griffin is setting in LCK Spring 2019.
They can't match the pace even when they're playing slowly, Papa Smithy. It feels like you are playing what Griffin want you to play, no matter which team you are, not named Sandbox. Still, they have the Sandbox challenge, but after this, I mean, is that even a challenge? Doing this to SKT was not what I was expecting out of this Griffin squad, and I was expecting a 2-0 victory for them. Just insane stuff. You mentioned it already, Chovy did get to that over 100 KDA. Wasn't 100, he hit it at the very beginning of that particular team fight. He made Galio look like he hadn't been nerfed at all in that game.
And we dared to dream, Atlas, we dared to dream that this would be there next to the first Telecom war 2 years ago that everyone remembers, a 3-game nail-biter.
Yeah.
It was the opposite. It was another one of these Griffin stomps, and it didn't even take a close game 1 into game 2. And normally Griffin don't hit their straps until game 2. It was 10-0 in kill score in game number 1, bloodless for 28 minutes, but we just really felt the gulf between these two teams, the gulf between Griffin and everyone else, and Sandbox deserve their shout-out. They are 5-0. It will be 5-0 versus 5-0. But there's 5-0, and there's how Griffin have gotten to their 5-0 stat line. The fact that they are impeccable on the way. Chovy dying one.
Thank you very much, guys. We're going to be joined by Sword and Lihan from Griffin for the first time of the split. How do you feel right now, picking up the victory today? Yeah, this is our first time for picking up the MVP point. I'm really satisfied that we had the game that made us get the MVP. Well, even though I played so many champions, I wasn't able to get any MVPs, so I was thinking of Blitzcrank actually, but I'm really happy that I got to find MVP today. It feels really good. Sword, a lot of people have been saying that you evolved compared to last year. You're on another level. Well, I actually didn't change much. I was keep working hard. I think it's our team that has evolved overall. I guess the credit goes to your team then. Let's move on to game 1. Well, there were 5 bans on the side of bot lane. In terms of bans, well, we want to just get rid of the champions that SK Telecom is good at. And Sword. Well, the game was a bit slower, not many early moves. You guys were more like thoughtful and more about macros. It was not a special macro strategy. We were just focusing on the laning phase, but we were both really careful. So there weren't many kills in the mid and early games, but ended up having a lot of team fights in the end. Well, you know, we are a good team fighter, so we were able to pick up the win. But you know, Tarzan, he actually ganks a lot in the early game, but today he was like scaling. That was not like part of a plan. We were just trusting each other and we were just doing what we are supposed to do. And Sion, it is one of your most picked champion and you are 6-0 so far. Why do you prefer Sion so much? I think I already talked about this last time. Sion is the best pick for our team. I can open team fights and I can dominate the side lanes, so that's why I always end up locking in Sion. We have this highlights clip over here. Your knockup landed on 3 players here. What was going over there? Well, Sion is really difficult to open team fights, to be honest. I think that was a nice shot.
그리고 또 미드 포탑에서 이렇게 사이드를 접는다고 이렇게 표현을 하셨는데 운전을 정말 잘해서 테디 선수 전멸 뺏는 장면도 있었어요.
Drift, you know? You were driving so well, so you made other players use their flash.
질리도록 많이 했으니까
I'm close to sick of playing Sion. You know, I played it so much, so I'm really good at driving.
이제 2세트 얘기 나눠보겠습니다. 리엔즈 선수에게 여쭐게요.
Then let's move on to game 2.
카시오페아를 열어줬단
We
말이에요.
open
상당히 무서운
Cassiopeia
챔프인데
to SK Telecom. It's one of the OPs though.
같은 경우에는 바이퍼 선수랑 얘기를 좀 많이 하는데
Well, speaking of bot lane,
어떤 픽이든 상대할 수 있다라고.
me and Viper, we are both confident to face any champions on bot lane.
있었던 것 같아요.
I think that kind of reflects our confidence.
두 번째 경기 모두 브라움으로 활약을
You
하셨습니다.
played Braum 2 sets in a row. Does it connect to you well?
좀 재밌어하고 좋아하는데.
It's really fun to play and enjoy it.
뭘 해도 제가 별로 안
But
좋아하더라고요.
Viper is never happy about with the champions that I play.
저도 하고 싶은 거 하려고요. 네.
I'm just giving up. I'm just gonna play whatever I want to play.
어떤 챔프를 해야 좋아할까요?
What would Viper like then?
나중에 한번 그 블리츠크랭크 같은 거.
Maybe I'm gonna show him Blitzcrank next time.
네, 알겠습니다. 자, 첫 번째 경기와는 전혀 다른 양상이었습니다.
Game 2 was a bit different compared to Game 1.
좀 다른 전략으로
It
가셨던
was very
건가요?
aggressive and there were a lot of fights and skirmishes.
항상 준비되었던 거 그냥 했었던 것 같아요. 상황에 따라서.
I'm just doing whatever I'm ready with. There was no special strategy planned beforehand.
2세트 들어가기 전에 특별히 얘기 나눈 거 있으셨어요?
Was there any feedback before going to Game 2?
나눈 거는 그냥 감독님이
Well,
잘했다라고
CV
하는
Max
정도밖에
told us you guys did
없었던 것
really well.
감독님
That was
오늘도
it.
잘해서
Nothing
피드백
special.
없으셨던 걸로?
No
같아요.
feedbacks.
피드백할 건 많은데
Well, we have a lot of things to go through, but he's really happy right now, so I think he's being easy on us today.
자, 오늘 초비 선수가 아까도 나왔지만
Chobi
KD 104를 달성을 했어요.
has reached his
Chobi's
KD has reached 104.
넘고 싶다 이런 말씀 혹시 하셨나요?
Chobi already mentioned that
초비
like he
선수-
wanna go above
초비
100.
선수는 사실 KD를 신경 쓰지 않아요. 그냥
Chobi
저희가
doesn't really pay
말해야만
attention much to
KD
KDA actually.
정도라고만 생각하고 있고 이번에 104 달성한
104, it's a record. He must be really happy.
네, 초비 선수 환하게 웃고 계실 것 같은데요. 리엔지 선수 축하한다고 한 말씀
Is there any
해주세요.
message for Chobi?
빨리 한 2대 2, 3대스 더 해가지고.
I want to die 2 or 3 times and make KDA even with me.
네, 응원이 아니라 다소 저주를 하는 것 같은 그런 생각이었습니다. 자, 다음 경기가
next
샌드박스와
series will be
1위
against
결정전입니다. 이번 주 토요일
It's gonna be a match for the first place this Saturday.
어떻게 준비하고 계세요?
How are you gonna prepare for the series?
그냥 저희는 하던 대로 저희 그냥
Just as
스타일
always,
살려가지고 더
we're gonna keep our
멋진
Griffin
경기력으로
style,
돌아오지
and
않을까
we're gonna
생각합니다.
show great performance.
여기서 더 멋져진다니 정말 기대가 됩니다. 리엔즈 선수는
What about you,
어떤
Lens?
각오 하고 계세요?
네, 어떤 팀 상대로도 이기려고 최선을
We are doing our
지금도
best.
그러고 있고,
Regardless of the
노력하겠습니다.
Opponents we're facing, we're just gonna
그리핀
focus on
선수들의
our
이
own
말이
plays and we're gonna keep
그냥 하는
practicing
말이 아니라
hard.
정말 이길 것 같다는 생각이 드는 경기력이었습니다. 오늘 인터뷰 감사드리고요.
Thank you very much for this
저희는
interview,
안녕하면서
and this will be
마칠게요.
the end of the
네,
interview
여러분
with
감사합니다. 또
Sword
만나요.
and
안녕.
Blue Hands from Griffin. I'm gonna pass it back to our casters.
Thank you very much, Ji-sun. Fantastic interview, having a chat about